Thanks for having a chat with us today, Charlotte. So you're a Senior Client Manager with Findex for the SMSF and advisory space. And Findex are a leading integrated advisory firm here in Australia and New Zealand. Can you start off by telling us a little bit about Findex and your role within it?
Yeah, certainly. So at Findex, we offer a holistic service offering to meet our clients' financial needs across their personal and professional life. We are, as you mentioned, a leading integrated advisory firm, and we are located in over 100 offices across Australia and New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
SMSF Admin and Advisory is one of our key services. As a chartered accountant of 25 years, I'm currently, as you mentioned, an SMSF Senior Client Manager. So I'm assisting the trustees navigate the complexities and compliance requirements of superannuation.
What are the key benefits that your team provide clients, SMSF clients?
At Findex, we've got a great team of specialists, and they can assist in all the different facets of superannuation. So not only advisory and administration, but we have wealth advisors, lending specialists, risk and personal insurance, and even specialist tax advice can be offered to clients. So we really do help them with their lifestyle and financial goals over their lifespan.
Excellent. And with SMSF, there's obviously lots of property assets held within certain funds. So in regards to property valuation, of which Acumentus provide at a national level, who of your clients require property valuation and why?
Right, so every SMSF trustee will have several events during a year that will require their assets to be valued to market value. The most common events that occur that will require the trustees to look at the market valuation will be the preparation of annual accounts and financial statements. Also, we calculate a member's total superannuation balance at 30 June each year, and that's used to assess their eligibility for contributions. A member may decide to commence a pension and they're required to value their account at that time. So there may be a specific date we require valuation for in that circumstance. And then ongoing on the 1st of July each year, they need to value that account again to market value to make sure they're complying with their minimum pension standards. Often trustees will purchase a commercial property from a related party, and we need to ensure that's an arm's length transaction. So a valuation again would be required in that circumstance.
Okay, so many events, not just a financial year reporting requirement there.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. And who typically arranges the property valuation for an SMSF?
Generally, our clients in the first instance will organise that valuation. They already have existing relationships with agents who potentially manage their commercial properties. We do have clients where they are the tenant as well as owning the property. So in those circumstances, we will assist and facilitate property valuations upon requests, and then reach out to agents or property valuers to assist with that.
Great. And are all property types in SMSFs required to be valued?
Yes, most definitely. It's not just property, it's all assets. So whether it's residential or commercial, all their assets will need to be reviewed and valued at market value.
And how often do you recommend that these valuations are undertaken?
Yes, we recommend that our trustees follow the Australian Tax Office guidance on this, and that would be annually with the preparation of their financial statements.
And is a real estate appraisal sufficient in the valuation of property?
It can be, and that all comes down to what information is available on that property. It's not who does the valuation, it's the approach that the trustee takes, and they need to ensure they've obtained the objective and supportable data to provide evidence on how that valuation was established.
Fantastic. Does a valuation of a property always require a physical inspection?
No, not at all. As long as there's data available that supports that method of valuation, then a physical inspection is not necessary.
And if a client hasn't had a property valued for a number of years, I know there's increased scrutiny from the ATO, so how would you handle a case in that instance that maybe hasn't been valued for a number of years?
Yes, that's correct. If the financials are prepared and there hasn't been movement in that value on a year-on-year comparison, that will definitely raise a flag with the ATO. So where we're required to look at valuations from past dates, we often engage with valuation specialists like yourself to be able to provide that post-dated or pre-dated valuation.
And what are the most common hurdles you find when arranging property valuations or when your trustees are arranging property valuations for their reporting?
It comes down to the limited amount of information. If the property is located in a very remote part of Australia, or if there hasn't been a lot of activity in that area where you can compare that property to others, then we do need to seek more information than just a generic valuation report. Also, time-sensitive matters. We're often faced with an event where we need a timely valuation. So in those instances, we'll also seek services from a property valuer.
And are all SMSF financials audited?
Yes, they are. It's a requirement for the trustee to appoint an auditor each year, and it's the auditor's role to check the validity of the valuation of assets in the financial statements and to make sure that those financial statements are complying with superannuation legislation and regulations.
And from your experience, what do you find are the things that raise the most auditor queries?
When we're lacking the supporting information, when there's conflicting information sometimes in a report from an agent, they will request more information, or if they haven't detailed, they might give a valuation, but they haven't detailed how they got to that. We find that we get pushback or more queries from an auditor. If the property's undergone major improvements as well, the auditor will sometimes request a more recent valuation to ensure that's been captured in that determination.
Yeah, okay. Now moving on to something that has sparked a lot of debate, the proposed Division 296 tax on $3 million super balances. Can you share whether this is something that you think is likely to proceed?
This has definitely taken the attention in our industry since it was proposed. There are a lot of industry specialists who currently oppose the legislation in its current format. I guess the driving factor for that is the tax on unrealised capital gains and the fact that the threshold won't be indexed going forward. Whether it will get passed or accepted, I really think that will be determined in the upcoming federal election.
Wait and see.
Wait and see.
Now, looking forward, is there any new trends or upcoming changes that you see impacting or shaping SMSF property valuation?
Well, like the proposed new Division 296, there's always changes to superannuation legislation over time, and market value of assets, it's here to stay, so it's always going to be a requirement for trustees. Look, our major software providers are really advancing in this space and making the service integrated with their software. So if anything, I see the offer of more efficient and cost-effective solutions for trustees going forward.
Yeah. And at Acumentus, we offer a fixed price service for SMSFs, the desktop assessment, which is a non-physical inspection. I know that your team and many of your clients have used that. Have you seen benefits in that service?
Most definitely. It's been really efficient and cost-effective for the clients, and it's been a great and easy service to use. And the turnaround time and the product produced has been great.
Can you share with us where using that service may have benefited your clients in the past?
Yes, we had a fund where we had to produce multiple years of accounts. During those years, a member had passed away, so we required a valuation from a previous date, and that helped us to administer the death benefit payout for that member. We also had a client last year that decided to wind up their fund, and they held a commercial property in far north Queensland. The request came in quite late in June in order to facilitate that transfer to the members and wind up the fund. We needed a real quick turnaround on that valuation. Fortunately, Acumentus had provided one in the previous 12 months where they had actually inspected the property, so they were happy in that instance to provide us with a desktop, and that valuation was suitable for stamp duty purposes.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for sharing and thanks for your time today. Did you have any other final thoughts to share?
Managing an SMSF, it comes with its challenges and it's quite complex. So engaging services with providers such as accountants, auditors, property valuers is critical to help them maintain their compliance and protect their assets in retirement.
Yeah, so have the right team on your side. Well, thanks, Charlotte. We enjoy working with you and we look forward to helping many of your clients move forward and navigate the reporting requirements of their SMSFs.
Thanks, Amy.
Thank you.